Or are you watching American Horror Stories, the Coven one? We're watching the rerun of Coven on American Horror Stories. With the part where what's her name's kids come back as zombies. Lalaurie. That one zombie chick, or not the zombie chick, but the one that what's her name gave her like immortal life. All right, we are rolling. What's up, Kitty Carrios? Long time no see. Welcome to Odd Pause of the Odd Broad. I'm the Odd Broad, and
what's up, guys? It's me, Nick Nitro.
We were on hiatus since the beginning of the year for personal reasons. A lot of personal reasons.
Everything just hit us all at once like a fucking freight train.
Pretty much.
Excuse the language, no, but it's just sorry, excuse it, but glad to be back. Thank you guys, for being patient with us. Just bear with us, and it's probably my last show for a bit.
Well, yeah. This is the last season. I'm gonna have Nick Nitro on until I come back and visit. I am relocating back to Nevada soon, and this is how we're gonna finish season 6. This is episode 10, our season finale. Like I said, we did have a lot of personal family matters that we took charge of and were ahead of, so we needed to get stuff done and put the podcast aside. So, who are we talking about today?
The Gilgo Beach Killer, a.k.a. the Long Island serial killer.
Jesus. They barely caught this dude after almost 20 years of all this shit going on. Let's see. The Gilgo Beach serial killings were a series of killings between 1996 and 2011 in which the remains of up to 18 people were found in Gilgo Beach, located on the South Shore of Long Island, New York. Most known victims were sex workers who advertised on Craigslist. The perpetrator in the case was known as the Long Island serial killer. The one thing I think that is dangerous is when sex workers do advertise on Craigslist and Backpage. Look at that. The Craigslist killer, the Backpage killer. Like, that guy had the chick he was going to kill in a fucking storage container. Oh, yeah.
That was wicked.
That shit's nuts. See, the victim's remains were found over a period of months in 2010 and 2011 after the disappearance of Shannon Gilbert resulted in a police search along the areas of Ocean Parkway near the remote beach of the towns of Gilgo and Oak Beach in Suffolk County. The remains of 4 victims designated the Gilgo 4 were found within a quarter of a mile of each other near Gilgo Beach in December 2010. 6 more sets of remains were found in March and in April 2011 in Suffolk and Nassau counties. Police believe the latter of the set remains predate the 4 bodies found in December 2010. Gilbert's remains were found a year after the remains of the Gilgo 4 were discovered. Her cause of death remains contested, with police claiming accidental drowning while an independent autopsy determined possible strangulation. To July 2023, Rex Howerman, a resident of Massapequa Park in Long Island, was arrested in Midtown Manhattan and was charged with the murders of 3 of the Gilgo 4 victims, Megan Waterman, Melissa Bartholomew, and Amber Costello. So we are actually reading all these off from the headlines that we've been pulling up. So this is from Wikipedia, what we got so far. We have links from CNN, New York Post.
All that is interesting, or all that's interesting. Yeah. CBS, NBC, all these, it's all over.
Yeah,
Look it up.
It's no surprise, since we know, because the Long Island killer hasn't been identified until now, and that person is Rex Howerman. Do you see what he looks like?
Yeah.
He looks like a fucking rapey dude. He only goes like a Law and Order on SVU. He looks like one of those sleazy ass business dudes. That's what he looks
contractor, I didn't know, or something like that. He looks like
Really looks just like, yeah. Alrighty.
The Long Island serial killer and the still unsolved mystery of the Gilgo Beach murders. Beginning in 2010, investigators discovered 16 corpses. Mostly young women who had been killed over a period of at least 14 years and discarded across New York's Gilgo Beach. Authorities believe that they may have been the victims of the mysterious Long Island serial killer. Beginning in 1996, police started discovering human remains near Gilgo Beach. And for the next decade, they kept finding more, but it wouldn't be until 2010 that a new discovery led them to believe that all the victims could be the work of a single murderer dubbed the Long Island serial killer. Serial. Showing in the summer. That December, Suffolk County Officer John Malia.
We apologize if we butcher your names. I mean,
yeah,
seriously.
Sorry, sir. I don't know your name. You gotta pronounce it for me. And a specialized cadaver dog. What is it?
Cadaver?
Or cadaver. Oh, cadaver. Abracadabra, yeah. We're searching for Shannon Gilbert, a local woman who had gone missing 7 months earlier. But as the dog tried to pick up Gilbert's scent, it led officer to something much worse. The remains of 4 bodies, all within 500 feet of each other. Police immediately launched an extensive investigation into the so-called Gilgo 4. By the end of 2011, they'd found 6 more sets of human remains near the same stretch of Ocean Parkway along Gilgo Beach. To this day, 4 victims remain unidentified, and police believe there could be as many as 6 more victims linked to the Gilgo Beach murders. But even after years of investigation and countless leads, this case repeatedly goes cold. Every so often, Suffolk County Police, okay. Suffolk County Police released new evidence in the hope of identifying more of the victims, yet the identity of the Long Island serial killer has remained mysterious for more than 2 decades. Holy shit. Okay, go ahead.
It took them that long to find this dude? Like
2 decades. Fucking 20 years.
Jesus Christ. So, the victims, from what we know, like they said, there's over 10 to 18 victims. Some of them are identified, some are not. I have a list of some that have been identified. This is part of the Gilgo 4, Blissa Bartholomew. She was a 24-year-old sex worker who lived in the Union Port section of the Bronx and dreamed of one day opening her own beauty salon. She was pretty. I mean, look at her.
All these people.
Yeah, she was last seen alive in her basement apartment on Underhill Avenue on July 12, 2009. Bartholomew advertised on the website Adult Friend Finder and other sites. I always hear about Bartholomew J. Simpson. Oh my god, you guys gotta know the podcast has some dark humor in it, man. What is it? What is that joke? Dark humor is like a dad. Not everyone has one. She went on other sites under the aliases Chloe, very sexy Chloe, and had the words "blazed and focused" tattooed on her neck. Blazed and focused. I have a stoner joke for that, but I can't think of it right now.
Blazed and focused.
The letters on her chest, she was known for
Regret.
her clients at bars, restaurants, motels on Manhattan's West Side, because things. On the night of her final sighting, she told a friend that she was going to see a man who would be back in the morning. Her cell phone records show that she traveled from the Bronx to Manhattan, likely by taxi. So Chloe's last whereabouts were okay, and but was it Melissa's mom, I'm going to call her Melissa because I cannot pronounce her last name. My bad. Her mother had not heard from her since nor has she been able to contact her for a few days. So she reported her missing to the NYPD on July 18, 2009. But investigators showed that the woman's cell phone pinged in Manhattan, Freeport, Massaquoi, and Lindenhurst. Lindenhurst? What the hell is Lindenhurst? After her disappearance, her younger sister received a string of taunting phone calls from someone using the victim's phone. These calls were believed to have come from the sicko killer, who were made from the area near Penn Station. On December 11, 2010, her skeletal remains were found on the north side of Ocean Parkway near Gilgo Beach during the search for another missing sex worker, Shannon Gilbert. Although she was the first victim found, she was believed to be the second of the so-called Gilgo Four to be killed. So she was the first taken and the second found. Wow. Maureen Brainerd Barnes. She was 25, living in Northwich, Connecticut. She went missing after taking an Amtrak to New London, Connecticut, to Grand Central Terminal in Manhattan on July 6th. So Manhattan was kind of like a hunting ground, I'm assuming.
Oh, shit.
At the time, she was working as a prostitute, advertising her services on Craigslist and Backpage under the name of Juliana or Marie. Backpage and Craigslist are fucking dangerous. Like, seriously, I had friends that were like, workers of the trade, and they even said it was sketch to put their shit on that. And it was even more scarier when they had to meet up with the people because they didn't even know if the person they were talking to was actually that person. And one got arrested for, she was a part of a sting, she got caught in a sting. And the other one, she robbed and she got busted for it, so she's probably still in jail. Let's see. Her routine was to travel to Manhattan for a few days, work as an escort, and return home to Connecticut. While in Manhattan, she was known to stay at various budget motels in Midtown. On occasion, she would travel with another woman who worked out of a different room at the same hotel. They both used to have used a male friend whom they would refer to as their cousin to accompany with them and offer protection. So kind of like a pretend pimp at the time.
Wow.
I mean, it's good they had a security system, I guess. You would call it a safety net. But so you never know. Like, what if the dude was bigger than their friend? She traveled with the gal pal the weekend she went missing, but her friend returned home early, and she stayed behind. She was last heard from around 11:43 p.m. on July 9, 2007, when she called another friend in Connecticut, although she was known to work out of motel rooms the night she told her friend she would be going to meet someone on an out call. Her body, she was reported missing on July 14th. Her body was found December 13th in 2010 on the north side of Ocean Parkway during the search for Shannon Gilbert. She's believed to be the first victim of the Gilgo Four. So she was the first person missing, and the second one found too? Ooh, dude. Definitely, he looks like a freak. He does look like a freak.
Her mom's name is Madi.
Madi, yeah. He does look like a fucking dude from Law and Order.
Definitely, criminal minds.
Where?
Let's all go to court. Yeah. Let's all go to court. Yeah. I love that part. You don't know me, and Johnny are watching you.
Amber Lynn Costello. Okay, she was 27, sex worker, and a heroin addict who lived in West Babylon, New York. At a home with a woman and two men, she advertised on Craigslist and Backpage to support her and her roommate's drug habits. Okay. One thing I have a situation here is like, okay.
Oh, sorry, I just found some shit about reps.
Okay, read it.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so she was known.
I'll wait till we do the biography. The background of this movie. Okay.
She advertised on Craigslist Backpage to support her and her roommate's drug habits. Costello used the names Carolina or Mia, had the tattoos of chaos on her neck and a butterfly on her lower back and the word Margaret on her leg. Costello moved to New York from Clearwater, Florida. Hey, Scientology grounds. Did she escape the cult? Oh, you guys. She had completed a 28-day drug rehab but had relapsed not long before her disappearance. Wow. Costello and her housemates started to share the cell phone. They shared a cell. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to go there. The other female roommate was also a sex worker, and the men would arrange their clients for the women. So basically, the guys in the house were fucking pimps. That's the way I see it. Costello did in-calls in her home as well as out-calls. Yeah. When Costello would meet clients at their house, the two male roommates would often run a scam. Often once John paid money, but before any sex acts occurred, they would confront them saying Costello was their girlfriend and the man would flee. Wow. That's kind of fucked. No sucky for you tonight. Costello was last seen leaving her home September 2nd, 2010 to meet her client for sex. But she did not leave her cell phone. She did not have her cell phone with her at the time, and she was never reported missing. Costello's body was found on December 13th on the north side of Ocean Parkway. She is believed to be the fourth victim of the Gilgo 4. Holy shit. Her roommates didn't report her missing, and they're all fucking junkies. You know, it's like one of the reasons why they didn't report her, because they're like, we're gonna get caught too.
Right? They're gonna get us.
They're gonna arrest us too. Oh my god. Okay. Megan Waterman, 22, mom of 1. She was last seen on June 6, 2010, lived in Scarborough, Maine, earned a living as an escort, advertising on both, again, Craigslist and Pack Page. Okay, for you guys, future sex workers, whatever you guys are gonna do, like, if you're at that point, don't. Go find better resources, but don't do that shit. Because the dangers of doing that, look at what we were reading to you guys. Seriously. Oh,
do it.
I mean, really, is that $20 really worth your life?
Sometimes.
I mean, be like on the Detroit Rock City. Go up there and shake your wee-wee.
Right, shake your wee-wee.
Jeez, don't.
That's stage fright, man.
I mean, like I said, I knew people. I knew it was one girl. She was always on Backpage, and I don't know if she listens to the podcast or not, but yeah. Her moniker was Roxy.
Roxy.
Yeah, and the thing was, she would fucking A, she'd be posting all her shit on Instagram and all this shit, showing off her goods, the money she made and shit. One of her followers decides he's gonna go up by her services, fucking beats the shit out of her and robs her.
Damn it.
And then she ends up going back to Washington State after the whole thing. But damn, she did a lot of shit though. I was like freaking out on her half the time. I was like scared for her most of the time when she would post. And then I was like, and then when she told me she was okay and all this stuff, I'm like, alright. I haven't heard from her in like fucking years though. But
Wow.
Can never be too careful out there, guys.
That's true. That's true.
She used the monikers Lexi and Sexy Lexi. Sexy Lexi and Janet Chilling Man.
That's funny because you said Roxy and then
Lexi.
Sexy Lexi over there. Foxy Roxy.
She was last seen by her family boarding New York bound Concord Trailways bus in Maine, possibly accompanied by her pimp.
Ooh.
Okay. So, Waterman was staying at the Holiday Inn. What you doing when going?
That song, dude. Nothing chilling at the Holiday Inn.
Where you been? Oh shit. She left the hotel about 1:30. June 6th to meet a client. She later called her pimp, who was in Brooklyn at the time, to tell him she was going to to the convenience store near the hotel. Watermelon was reported missing to the police.
Oh, did you say watermelon?
Watermelon. I know, my bad. Waterman was reported missing to the police in Maine. 2 days later, family members said it was unlikely for her to not call her back to do a check on her then 3-year-old daughter. That's fucked up. Waterman's body was found December 13th. Then also the north side of Ocean Parkway near Gilgo Beach. She is believed to be the victim of the Gilgo 4. The third victim. Waterman's pimp was arrested on unrelated charges in interstate trafficking of prostitutes in April 2012 and was sentenced to 3 years. 3 years? I wonder what that dude looked like. That looks like a foot.
Ow.
Jessica Taylor. The remains belonging to Jessica Taylor, a 20-year-old woman working as an escort in New York City, were found in the Woodland area in Manorville, 2003 and July 26. Her remains were initially labeled Jane Doe No. 5, were discovered on March 29, 2011, along Ocean Parkway. Police later made the connection between the remains found near Gilgo Beach and those recovered in Manorville and identified as Taylor. She looks like a baby. Look at that.
Oh, dang.
She looks like a fucking child.
Poor thing. You seen that picture too?
On the missing people's hall.
Oh, wow.
24-year-old Valerie Mack.
Yeah, she was found, but...
Wow. 24-year-old Valerie Mack was living in Philadelphia when she went missing. Like most of the other victims in Gilgo Beach, she worked as an escort using the alias Melissa Taylor. Relatives last saw Mack in the spring of summer 2000 in Port Republic, New Jersey, but she was never reported missing to the police. Her partial skeletal remains were found in Manorville in September 2000, but were initially known as Jane Doe No. 6, where more bones were found on April 4, 2011 along Ocean Parkway. May 2020, both sets of remains were positively identified as Mack using advanced DNA methods to help the FBI. We have a unidentified Asian male that was also found along Ocean Parkway. It was estimated the man had been between 17 and 23 years old at his death. He was approximately 5 feet 6 inches tall with bad teeth, and it's believed he had died 5 to 10 years before the discovery of his body. With that one, someone posted on another thing. Hold on. Okay, yeah, September 20th, 2011, complete composite sketches of 2 identified victims, also known as dubbed Asian male and Jane Doe what number Jane Doe was she? Number 6. Let's see. The male actually had women's clothing on, so they might have thought he might have been a transvestite, transvestite or a cross-dressing streetwalker. Dude probably found out, and yikes. Peaches and her daughter. On April 4, 2011, police uncovered the remains of a toddler near the burial sites of Valerie Mack and the unidentified Asian man. The child was about 2 years old at the time of her death. Unlikely non-white. A week later, 2 more sets of human remains were found along Ocean Parkway. DNA testing confirmed one of the skeletons was that of the 2-year-old's mother. An African American's woman's her remains were discovered in the Hempstead Lake State Park back in 1997. She had become known as Peaches because of the bitten tattoo of a peach on her left breast.
Yeah, they call me Peaches because I'm the best. All the DJs want to feel my breast.
Peaches, peaches, peaches. That stupid song got stuck in my head.
Peaches.
So she was found, and Her DNA was linked to the body that was found 15 years earlier on Fire Island. So the baby was found before she was. April 20th, 96, skeletal remains of a woman unearthed in Davis Park in Blue Point Beach. The victim was believed to be a young white female with several distinctive scars. The two sets of remains, collectively known as Jane Doe number 7, has not been identified. So, Shannon Gilbert, the person they were originally looking for, had disappeared. Let's see, in 2010, in May. She was a Craigslist escort who lived in Jersey City, traveled with her driver Michael Pack from Manhattan to meet a client, Joseph Brewer, in his home in Oak Beach Association, a gated community, among the morning of May 1st. Gilbert's driver remained in the car while she met with the John during the encounter. Gilbert reportedly began acting irrationally, prompting her client to contact the driver and ask a woman to leave. After initially refusing to comply, Gilbert eventually ran outside. She knocked on several doors and spoke to 2 neighbors before disappearing. The search for Gilbert led to the discovery of multiple human remains near Gilgo Beach between 2010 and 2011. Her body was finally discovered in a marsh near Oak Beach, about half a mile from where she was last seen alive on December 13, 2011. Both Brewer and Pack had been cleared of any involvement in Gilbert's death. Wow. It was released. Oh, in May of 2022, the police released the 911 call that audibly troubled Gilbert made the day before of her disappearance. And it's reportedly she told the dispatcher something that's going to happen to me. And where are we going to go here and talk about the suspect in custody? Rex Howerman. Dude he seriously looks like a fucking foot. I swear to God.
Looks like a foot.
I mean,
yeah, he's a foot licker.
He looks like a foot licker. He looks like he likes to get stepped on too. Let's see. Where's his bio? I had it pulled up. I gotta look at all my tabs. They still have his LinkedIn and everything on there. Ew. Want to go ahead and read what you found?
Oh, yeah.
Go for it. I'm looking up stuff.
You already brought up Rexy Boy, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Accused Gilgo Beach killer Rex Howerman revealed in telling underlings how he stalked and butchered animals and staked out a business rival to the point where freaked out workers began locking themselves in. A new report says Mary Shao, who worked with the hulking architect for several years, wrote in the New York magazine that Howerman liked to hire petite women. Fitting the description of his alleged victims, it once referred to a client of his Midtown office as a target. Shao said co-workers described how he gushed about his bear hunting trips, in particular, baiting an area and lying in wait. More than once, he gleefully described the process of dressing the game, seeming to delight in grossing his employees out. She wrote, once at a job site, he spotted a client approaching and speaking to my boss over the phone, said, "Target in sight."
The fuck?
Shaw said she first met Howerman in 2007 when her employer hired the accused killer to work on a project. Just a few months earlier, authorities say he murdered his first known victim, 25-year-old Maureen Brenner Barnes. Brenner Barnes. The woman noted. Shao recalled that when she met Howerman at his office, his face turned red like that of a shy teenage boy who had been surprised of a hot girl in the cafeteria. She said Howerman, who founded HR Consultants and Associates in 1994, peddled himself to clients as a master of navigating the Big Apple's maze of building codes and zoning restrictions. His office was mostly staffed by women like myself, young and petite, the young girl, or the girl next door type, she said Shell, who eventually accepted a job with Howerman's firm as a consultant. We knew he was married with a family in Massachusetts, or Massapequa?
Yeah, Massapequa.
I was just saying Massachusetts.
I almost
But
said
he
it too.
never spoke of them. Yeah, wow. He kept them hidden. He famously loved guns, and we all knew that he was a collector. He would frequently invite colleagues to go hunting and shooting at the range, including one of my attractive coworkers that he seemed to mention in the idea of every time they spoke. She never accepted the offer, confiding in me it sounded dangerous and creepy. Yeah. So yeah, they already like that.
He already had the fucking ick vibe to him already, though.
Yeah. Shell said that in another particularly disturbing incident, Howerman was furious when a female employee bolted to another firm, renting out space in her old employer's office. This enraged him. Knowing they kept late hours, he was spotted out in the building, gazing up into the second floor windows in the early evening. My colleagues' minds went quickly to his gun collection, and they began locking the elevator and the doors.
Jesus.
According to police, this was during the time Howerman was allegedly soliciting escorts online. At least 3 of them were found dead along Gilgo Beach on the South Shore of 2010. Cops say Howerman had been charged with murder and the deaths of Melissa, Amber, Lynn, Megan, and is a prime suspect in the slaying of Maureen. Motherfucker.
This guy is just all over the place on the net.
For reals, man. I was like, what the hell is this guy? Right.
He's got a history of tax issues and lawsuits.
Police reveal how Rex Howerman reacted to being arrested in Gilgo Beach murder case.
How did he react?
The 59-year-old architect and father of 2 was charged with 3 of the victim's murders last week. Rex Howerman, the man police alleged is a Long Island serial killer, was very quiet when police arrested him last Thursday on allegations he murdered 3 women more than a decade ago. Suffolk County Police Commissioner Ronnie K. Harrison tells people Howerman, 59, kept himself and made no statements when he was taken into custody in Midtown Manhattan. I believe once one of our officers said he had him under arrest. He said, "Why?" Well, that's pretty much the most I'm being told what he said. Police said read Howerman his Miranda rights, and Howerman said he wanted a lawyer. And he's still being quiet since he's been over at Riverhead Correctional Facility. Wow. So yeah. Meanwhile, authorities are reportedly searching Howerman's house in search of forensic evidence related to the allegations. Howerman, a Manhattan architect and a married father of 2, was charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of second-degree murder in the deaths of Amber Costello and Melissa Barthelemy.
Yeah.
And 22-year-old Megan Watermelon. He has pleaded not guilty. He is also considered a prime suspect in the death of 25-year-old Maureen. The 4 women's remains were discovered along the half-mile Gilgo at the stretch of Gilgo Beach. Yeah. The case remains unsolved for more than a decade.
Jesus.
But yeah, they even did the whole. I guess they did the investigation became more focused on the author Robert Colker's.
Colker, yeah.
Yeah, his 2013 best-selling non-fiction novel, Lost Girls.
We actually have a clip from CNN from I just pulled up. This is, a woman describes being terrified after going on a date in 2020 and 2015 with the Gilgo Beach suspect. I'll play that real quick.
Shit.
You can find this on CNN. I mean, this is just way too fucking much, man. I mean, fuck. This guy is fucking loony. Like, I seriously think he looks like someone like an episode off of fucking Law and Order. Didn't they come up with an episode where they found all those redheads buried on the beach? I don't know if you've seen that one.
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah, it was an episode where they were on one of the beaches, and they had cadaver dogs, and they were saying, "Well, start digging wherever the dogs sit," and there were just like a bunch of fucking dogs sitting here and there.
No shit, really?
Yeah, there's an episode on Law and Order. I watched this shit. It's loading. Come on, I want to see. How morbid. I want to see. But yeah, so far it's just like a constant thing with him now. They confiscated a bunch of weapons from his house. They found his DNA on the half-eaten pizza crust. That's how I think that's how they identified him, because some of his DNA was on the victims, and that's how they busted him with pizza crust.
No shit, really?
Yeah. Pizza crust was what got him busted.
Fucking really eat pizza, you whole fucking thing.
Yeah. Who doesn't eat the crust?
Who wants food and doesn't eat the crust? How fucking dare you?
So.
The house in general was cluttered, and there were a lot of guns taken from the house. The defendant had 92 handgun permits. In addition to handguns, he had quite a few long guns as well. There was ground piercing technology used in the backyard, and specifically there was nothing of note taken from the backyard. As far as remains, there is a whole entire trace analysis that we have to go through with the house with regard to hair fibers, DNA, blood, which we'll just have to await the results on.
That was a small snippet from the officials going through his house. I mean, they found a lot of trophies. They found trophies in his house regarding, if you guys know, in the true crime world.
The search for evidence in the Long Island serial killer case. Officials are digging up the suspects back
to that clip. No, if you know in the true crime community, when a serial killer or a murderer in general takes something from the victim, it's considered a trophy. Like, you have Bundy that probably took jewelry from his victims and gave them to women he loved. Maybe you got Ramirez who took shit just to sell it because dude needed money. Gacy had some of his victims' IDs, jackets, clothing, kept those as a trophy. And like, it's just one thing after another, and when things start to tie in, and that's when jackpot. This guy's a fucking psycho. Oh no. Let's see what else we can find. Dismembered body. This is a thingy. Dismembered body found 20 years ago before being tied to the Gilgo Beach serial killer. So, in Manorville, Long Island, July 26th marked exactly 20 years since the headless body of Jessica Taylor. That was the escort that went missing in, 2010. Earlier than that, 2000. She was the second victim of an unknown killer and was brutally dismembered. Their areas were bound in a ball. You had to be a hunter to do something like that. The way her body was found. Holy shit. Mac, okay, this is, what's her name? Mallory. Wait, Valerie Mack. Call her Mallory, my bad. Valerie, wrong name, wrong initial. She was tied up in a ball. Like,
Oh shit. I was just gonna say, yeah.
you had to be a hunter to do like that. To get them, you know how their, like, bodies are all.
They were bound with burlap.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
hair and cell phone evidence connects Rex Harmon to the murders of the women who were bound with burlap. The district attorney says.
Harriman was formally charged with 3 of these killings, and still remains the prime suspect of the 4th. Holy crap, man! Lab experts are doing additional testing on hair found on the belt and the body of Maureen Brainerd Barnes, an escort who disappeared in 2007. Investigators also looked at former Manorville carpenter John Bitruff in connection with the murders of Valerie Mack and Jessica Taylor, but since he only lived 3 miles where the bodies were discovered. Well, I understand the whole search your perimeter, and, like, if you see a person that's, I guess it would say be labeled as a suspect, you can go for it and be like, you did it.
Did you do this?
Did you do this? Are you guilty of this crime? I don't know.
Are you over here with this, you?
Harry, did you put your name in the goblet of fire? Okay, so they're looking at him closely, but we're not ruling out Howerman. This is before they actually arrested Howerman. They were looking at this Bitwolf dude. So the Suffolk County District Attorney said the police commissioner revealed on July 14th that Howerman, a married father of 2 from Massapequa Park, had used online services to meet each escort and hooked up with some of them in Manhattan where he worked. Camouflage burlap was found on all 3 of the Gilgo floor, commonly used in duck hunting. And so what you read earlier about him hunting animals, that is correct. He pleaded not guilty to killing 3 women, but he is charged with murdering Bitrolf appealed his conviction because he wasn't found anything. You know where he worked too? This fucking potato sack of a man.
What?
What's his face? Howerman. He used to work at Trump Towers.
No shit, really?
Yeah. I mean, you are who you work with. Did I say that out loud?
You are who you work with.
Let's see. Work. Alrighty then. Yeah, he worked at Trump Towers. He was a architectural consult for that shit. Ew. I mean, he just looking at this dude. How Gilgo Task Force got Rex Harmon a Chevrolet Avalanche, pizza crust, and burner cell phones. This is Sons of Anarchy.
Burner cell phones, right?
Every time I hear freaking burner cells, I used one of Jack's burner cells.
Girl.
You're learning. Right into this world. Alright, waiting for this dang article to load up while we're at it. Gio said shut up, go sleep. Go lay down. Go Mimi's.
Go to bed.
She's all, no. Oh, Diosa. Are we doing this again? Psycho. Sorry, guys. That was my cat. She's nuts. Her name is Diosa, and she's so weird. And that site closed down on me. The fuck? What the fuck? The fuck? What the fucking fuck? Jeez. Okay, where is... I had it. Pizza crust and burner phones. Let's see. Oh, I found an interesting one. He came face to face with Rex Howerman. 12 years later, his tip how cracked the Gilgo case. Please let this be the pimp. Okay. In the winter of 2010, shortly after police discovered the remains...
The history behind the Gilgo Beach mystery.
I'm trying to read here.
Shut up.
Trying to read, lady. Okay. In the winter of 2010, sorry guys, after the police discovered the remains of his roommate and 3 other women buried in a remote stretch of Long Island shoreline, Dave Schaller provided detectives with a description he believed to be the killer. So it was the pimp.
Oh shit.
Because remember, there was 2 guys and 2 girls living in that house.
You.
And they would set up appointments for said girls. Okay, hold up. We're gonna split this real quick and we'll be back in a few secs. Talk about like when I'm talking to certain people and then shit comes up, like I'll make fun of some things and I'll be like, I'm gonna get that son of a bitch something for Christmas like that, and they're like, why that? Well, it's a short way of saying they can go fuck themselves. Alright, where did I leave off? Okay, so remember kitties, when we got to the point where there was a girl and her 3 roommates, 2 of them were, her and the other female roommate were prostituting themselves, and the roommates were the pimps. Okay, so the man they were looking for was a towering Frankenstein-like figure with an empty gaze, who drove a first-generation Chrysler Avalanche. Frankenstein? More like Shrek, but Jesus. Oh, God. The man's size stuck out, so did his unusual pickup truck, he said, which he used to flee the house Schaller shared with Amber Costello. On that night, Schaller said he came home to find a stranger threatening Costello and an occasional sex worker who had locked herself in the bathroom. The 2 men came to blows when the hulking intruder eventually leaving with the truck. Prosecutors say Costello was last seen alive on September 2nd, 2010, as she left her home to meet that same client. The witness saw a dark-colored truck drive by the house again, and shortly after she left, when they told me she was dead, he was the first person who jumped to my head. I've been picturing his face for 13 years. On July 14th, police arrested Rex Howerman on the charges of killing Costello and the 2 other women, Alyssa Bartholomew and Megan Waterman. He was the prime suspect in the death of the 4th woman, Maureen Brainerd Barnes. Howerman, an architect who worked in Manhattan, has pleaded not guilty to these charges. The arrest marked a stunning breakthrough in the hunt for the serial killer who had eluded investigators whose crimes gripped the Long Islanders since the bodies of 4 women, all of them sex workers, were found and wrapped in burlap near Gilgo Beach. Within months, the remains of 6 other bodies, including a toddler, were discovered elsewhere along the same beach highway. Howerman has not been accused of any of those cases. Police have said the deaths may be the work of multiple killers. The arrest has brought the measure of relief to families of the victims at a moment when the trail appeared to have gone cold. But as new details emerge about how police finally caught the alleged killer, they also raise questions about whether investigators adequately pursued a key lead. Schaller's description of the stranger and his truck that may have helped solve the case sooner. This was crucial information, and I don't know why they didn't share it, said Rob Troda, a county legislator who worked as a Suffolk County police detective until 2013. They made some serious blunders here. Technically, yeah, they're supposed to take any kind of tip with a grain of salt and get to it, search it, investigate, do your job. Suffolk County District Attorney inherited the investigation when he took an office in 2022. Said the key to unraveling the case was the description of the truck discovered by the state investigator after the launch of a new task force formed to take a fresh look into the evidence. There you go. When they ran through vehicle records databases, one of the results turned up a hit. A man who owned a Chevy Avalanche lived in a neighborhood that investigators were already zeroing in on as the suspect's likely location because of sophisticated analysis of cell phone location and call records. Howerman fit the physical description provided by Schaller, too. He was 6 feet and 4 inches tall. Our brother is taller than you. And weighs 240 pounds. Said, our brother's taller than you. Jared, you know we're talking. We mean you. You're taller than this guy. Tierney told AP that he did not know why police had not run a search earlier. He suggested a piece of information may have been lost within a sea of other tips and information. He stressed that there were other elements that ultimately helped investigators arrest Howerman, including new technology that helped match samples of DNA to the suspect. What solved this case was a lot of dedicated investigators, analysts, and attorneys from a bunch of agencies getting together and collaborating, he said. But for Schaller, any feelings of relief over the arrest were soon eclipsed by anger and confusion. Speaking out for the first time since the arrest, he said he had met with the homicide detectives on multiple occasions during the initial years of the investigation. So, they had tips, but they failed to follow through with them. Thoughts? He was right under the noses and they still didn't fucking investigate him.
Right.
I mean, to be honest, that guy has a good ass memory for being a junkie. Sorry, not sorry, but it's true. I mean, he was clearly an addict like his deceased friend, and they were all like the same, right? They were all like always messing with that shit.
Right.
So it surprises me his memory still, yeah. Okay, let me look up Murderpedia, see what my other sources got to say. Murderpedia, guys, is a Wikipedia of murders around the world. So I don't know how Howerman will be on here already. Maybe someone already made up his thing. You'd be surprised. You're on the list.
What do we call him? The list? Long Island circular list.
Yeah. The cats are crying. Meow. Like, let me in. No, he's not on the list. Damn. Thought he would be Howard. Oh, wait. Maybe. Hugh, Houghton, Hopton, Hopner, Hauser, Harvard, Hawkins, Hayes. Damn, there's a lot of Hayes murderers in here. No Howermans yet. Jeez. You would have thought they'd be on there. You're slacking. Baby doe. That's what disturbs me is that they found a kid buried there.
Right.
Other possible victims: Tina Fulgaglia, I am sorry if I fucked that name up. She's 19 years old. She was last seen at a music venue the wee morning of February 1st. Let's see. She was found in a plastic bag. Dismembered body found in plastic bags. That was north of Robert Moses Castaway, which leads to Gilgo Beach. Diamond ring that she was wearing was missing. DNA had unknown male DNA on the garbage bags. They ruled not a possibility that Tina was an early victim because that was not an active avenue of the investigation. Maybe he was finding his dumb spots before. Jacqueline Smith, 16. She left her home at 9 to visit friends, never came back. They found an unidentified female torso discovered on the beach of 88th Street in Rockaway. Torso was found in plastic bags and wrapped with tape. No other body parts were discovered. 2 years later, the torso of Andre Isaac was recovered in the same Rockaway Beach, not far from where Smith was found. Andre Isaac was a professional drag queen known as his stage name Sugar Bear. He was 6'5" inches tall and was 25 years old when he disappeared. Aww. He was getting in a car. Last seen on Thanksgiving. Before Thanksgiving, getting into a car with a secret friend. The vehicle was described as a red BMW type coupe driven by a Hispanic man. What the shit? That's sad. The single bullet wound to the temple, they found his head. They found his remains. The rest of all, they found his head. Had a bullet wound. Jamie Seymour, 21, escort and drug user. Seymour's 20. Okay, so she had some done jail time. Where was she found? Okay. She was reported missing, not found. Shannon Gilbert was the girl that they were looking for initially. Nah, we just read her whole life story on there. Unidentified cherries. Unidentified woman in Mamaroneck. She's a suitcase containing the dismembered torso out of an unidentified Hispanic or light-skinned African-American woman washed up on the beach on March 3rd, 2007. They called her Cherries because... Wait, why did they call her Cherries? The victim had 2 cherries tattooed on above her left breast, similar to the appearance of tattoos on peaches. The irony that I have tattoos of cherries. But mine have skulls, they don't count. Unidentified woman in Latin Town, near Oyster Bay. She was wearing a 22-karat solid gold pig pendant. You think someone would kill her and not take her necklace because it's solid gold?
Right.
I mean, people just, kill people and steal the shiny.
The shitting.
There's a shitting. Profile of the killer. Wow. All they said was likely a white male, mid-20s, 40s. Very familiar with the shore of Long Island. Had access to burlap sacks. So he was a duck hunter, so. Oh, I just pulled something up. In July 2023, Rex A. Howerman, 59-year-old of Nassau County. We all know this other stuff right here. Let me read some of the interesting part. Authorities began to seriously consider Howerman as a suspect in March 2022 after discovering that his Chevrolet was registered in his name and had been linked to one of the killings by a witness. According to investigators in the cell phone, Records indicate that he had been in contact with 3 of the 4 victims, had an email account linked to Howerman, had conducted online services and searches of the investigation's progress. So he was already checking himself out to see how far along they got. Court records also indicated that he had searched the internet for sadistic materials, including child porn, other images of the victims and their relatives, hair found on or near victims believed to be of from Howerman's wife, who matched using DNA testing. Investigations state his wife was out of town during the time of the killings. DNA taken from the pizza box discarded by Howerman was also used in his identification. Jesus. So we already know, yeah, he was already a sick fuck. But the child porn thing just throws the icing on the cake. Hope this guy fucking burns. And that's gonna be a pending trial, so when that comes on, I'll be sure to update that shit. Oh my god. That's Rex Howerman, the guy they identified as the Gilgo Beach killings. Serial killer. Holy shit.
Motherfuckers.
What do you think about that? Afterthought.
You know there's more suspect or more, yeah, they have more suspects lined up besides them.
Yeah, they do.
Like, okay, let's see, stuff at the bottom. Joseph D'Angelo, November 8, 1945. That's when he was born, I guess. The then unidentified original Night Stalker, who was believed by some to have moved from the western to eastern seaboard and continued killing, escaping detection by utilizing a completely different MO. A number of unidentified serial killers have also been mentioned as suspects in the case. The Eastbound Strangler, a serial killer active in Atlantic City in October-November 2006, who strangled 4 women to death and dumped the bodies in a drainage ditch. Any connection to the Gilgo Beach murders was eventually left aside by investigators. The West Mesa bone collector, who murdered at least 11 prostitutes in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and buried their bodies in a mass grave, which was found 1 year before the Gilgo Beach killers first
Canonical.
Canonical victims' remains were found. The Brockton Killer, who murdered 2 women and dumped their dismembered bodies in a wooded area of Massachusetts. The bodies were found on December 28, 2014. Due to the nature of the murders, he is highly believed to have murdered more victims in the past. Yeah. Robert Durst, born April 12, 1943, died January 10, 2022. New York real estate heir and suspected serial killer. Like the Gilgo killer, Durst dismembered a victim, bagged the body parts, and disposed of them near the ocean. Though the victim was male, and a Texas jury ruled that the killing itself was an act of self-defense. Holy shit. The FBI created an informant task force in 2012 to investigate places where Durst was known to have lived in the past, one of which was the state of New York. Ultimately, a connection between Durst and the Gilgo Beach killer was ruled out. John Bitroff, that's the one that was. Hold on.
That was the one that was being
Yeah, Suffolk County local who was found guilty in 2017 of murdering 2 prostitutes in 1993 and 1994, and is suspected of murdering a third. On September 12, 2017, it was announced that Bitroff Bitchwolf. I don't know how the fuck. I'm just gonna call him John.
Bit
Madden.
rough.
Let's call him John. It was announced that John was also a suspect in one of the Gilgo Beach murders. John lived in Manorville at the time of the first victims of the Gilgo Beach killer died. At the time, yeah, the first victim, my bad. The daughter of one of John's known victims was best friends with Melissa and Bethany, one of the Gilgo victims. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Neil Falls, born September 24th, 1969, died July 18, 2015. Suspected serial killer who is believed to have murdered at least 10 prostitutes in multiple states, most of whom are advertising themselves online. Was shot and killed by an escort when he attempted to strangle her. Karma's a biatch. Joel Rifkin, born January 20th, 1959. Serial killer who is believed to have murdered at least 17 prostitutes in New York and Long Island. Denied any involvement with the case. Wow, man. James Burke, former Suffolk County Police Chief, was said by a prostitute was said by a prostitute he paid to have sex with to be connected with the Long Island serial killer case. Due to the involvement in the violent attitude he displayed towards another woman and herself, was reported to have blocked an FBI probe into the LIS case and the Lisk case during his time as a police chief. Holy shit.
That's crazy.
Considered as a suspect by Gilbert's family attorney. He was charged in February 2016 of civil rights violation and conspiracy to obstruct justice for beating a man who stole him sex toys and pornography. Was sentenced to 46 months in federal prison along with 3 years of supervised release in November 2016. James Bissett ran a nursery which was the main supplier of burlap in the Long Island area. Committed suicide shortly after Shannon Gilbert's remains were found. Several identified killers have been suspected at one point of the Gilgo Beach killer or having connection to him. Holy shit. Dr. Hackett, Peter Hackett, respected Oak Beach doctor and resident, made a strange phone call to Shannon Gilbert's mother, Maudie, claiming he treated her daughter on the night she disappeared. Holy shit. Later denied making that call, but phone records confirmed it. Shannon Gilbert's remains were found in a marsh near his residence. Suspected by Maudie Gilbert of being responsible in some way for the death of her daughter in 2012, she filed a wrongful death suit against him. Known as an
Exhibitionist?
Exaggerator.
Oh.
Known as an exaggerator and for having a history of involving himself in major events. Never considered by police as a suspect in the Gilbert or Lisk case. Joseph Drew Brewer, Shannon Gilbert's client on the night she disappeared. Briefly considered as a suspect in Shannon's disappearance since he was one of the last persons to see her. Exonerated following a polygraph test. Michael Pack, Shannon Gilbert's driver, briefly considered as a suspect in Shannon's disappearance since he was one of the last persons to see her. Also following a polygraph test. He was excused. Rex Howerman, architect from Massapequa Park. DNA found in a burlap sack on one of the victims' matches. His from a discarded pizza box with 99.96 accuracy. Holy shit. Howerman had burner phones like the suspect had. A witness saw a Chevrolet Avalanche before last seen Costello. A Chevrolet Avalanche was in Howerman's name at the time of his arrest. This motherfucker was busted. But damn, all those people, all These guys were freaking part of something.
Mm-hmm. It's
Wow, man.
fucking crazy.
Go for it.
Okay, so I found a clip again. This is actually from the New York Post. The town is actually trying to buy Rex Harmon's home, which has become a magnet for gawkers.
Gawkers?
Gawkers. Gawkers with the knockers.
Gawkers with knockers? Oh, I know good.
Okay. Is it gonna be is it gonna play anything? No. No, it's just a silent clip. My mute is off. My mute is not on. And my mute is off. What the fuck? Oh. My bad. Hold on. Oh, it's just them putting signs up. But yeah, you can see his house. They want to buy it because they don't want people swarming the house or the neighborhood, which I get. People need to respect like the privacy of that shit, but come on. I don't think I don't think they should like be harassing people like the way they have been, because you know how what they did with Sharon Tate's house when people were swarming up, being nosy and shit like that, which is really unappreciative. Oh yeah, what's her name? Van Buren got out of prison. One of the Manson girls.
No way, really?
Yeah, Susan Van Buren. They're saying that she's somebody from the safe house she's at has said that she's having a hard time transitioning, but she's always going to be known as one of the Manson girls, and that's hurting her character or some shit like that.
Shit, that's nuts, dude. What the fuck? Oh, you did it now.
I mean, you guys were all over Daddy Charlie. Now look at you.
Daddy Charlie did.
Yep. And get this. His great-grandnephew or some shit inherited his ashes, and they don't know where they're at, but he actually did sell some to this guy who's an artist in Virginia. And the guy made this sick-ass ash painting of Manson with said ashes.
Is HelloFresh worth the price?
Shit.
Absolutely. Cooking.
Trying to let this ad play out. I found the clip we were looking for earlier, guys.
I found it.
I'm waiting for the ad to play out because, yeah. It's an ad for HelloFresh. You get 10 free meals when you do the discount code. We're not sponsored by HelloFresh, kiddies.
Go get your foods.
Okay.
Your typical guy who was bored with his life, you know, and wanted some kind of excitement. You know what I mean? It didn't get weird until he asked me if I was a true crime fan.
Wait a minute, he asked you if you were a true crime fan.
He asked if I was a true crime fan, and I am. Like, I'm a serial killer buff. I won't even lie. It was when he said, well, do you know about the Gilgo Beach murders?
He actually brought it up.
Yeah, he said, so he has said to me exactly, do you know about the Gilgo Beach murders? And I was like, yeah, I'm from Long Island. Everybody from Long Island knows about them, you know what I mean? And that's when he started talking about it. But here's the thing. When he brought it up, his whole demeanor changed. He sat up straighter, you know. He had like a smirk on his face. He seemed almost like too excited to talk about it. And then once he did start talking about it, it didn't seem like a true crime fan who just knows information they've seen on TV or read. It seemed like somebody who was reliving it. One thing I remember specifically was he said to me, how do you think they get rid of the bodies without going noticed? And I said, I have no clue. I've never been to Gilgo Beach. I don't know the access points. Like, I couldn't tell you anything about it. I have no idea. And he said, what if they treaded through the marsh with the burlap sacks? You would never see them. He's like, it's a very dark and desolate area.
What happened that day? You decide at some point this is not a good idea.
So after he started talking about everything, he ended it with saying, "Oh, I live by Gilgo Beach." First of all,
Are you kidding me?
I'm not. After telling me all of this, you then tell me you live near Gilgo Beach and it's dark and it's desolate. So that weirded me out enough.
And that's where he wanted you to go, to his house,
yeah.
near Gilgo Beach.
Yeah. When I wouldn't go with him, that's when he started seeming visually very agitated. Almost like I put in all this work. I came all the way out to Suffolk. I took you to dinner. I met you in public. Why are you not going back with me? Like almost like I owed it to him. And that's when he even though he seemed agitated, he used his weight and size to almost try to intimidate me even more.
Thank goodness you didn't.
I was terrified. I called somebody to meet me in the parking lot to make sure I got to my car okay.
So that was a clip by a female named Nikki Brass who went on a date with. I'm trying to shut that off. She went on a date with Rex Howard before the arrest and all this stuff, and this is what she said from the clip. The way she said that he kind of relished in the details is kind of fucked up. Yeah. And by the looks of her, yeah, I can see why he, she got the ick point from him.
Right.
This dude is fucking just terrifying. Yeah, so that was the clip I found. I was trying to play earlier, but that was the Gilgo Beach killer, who is now in jail, awaiting all the stuff, all the arrests and stuff. Well, he was already arrested. We're just waiting for the trial date. So we gotta see if it gets more evidence turns up and all this stuff, because there's due process and there's investigating, and you gotta make sure everything's all XYZ. Cross the T's and dot the lowercase J's. Oh shit. So that was the Gilgo Beach killer.
That was a good one. You know what? We just couldn't find his biography though. His background, because usually that's one of the things that pop up
that we go for.
Backstories,
yeah.
Why he did it? What was his MO? Was he hurt by a prostitute? Was his mother a prostitute?
Did he get something from a prostitute? Because there's always characteristics that.
Was he turned down by a petite?
A petite woman?
He liked petite women. That was his
thing.
Yeah, he just. It's all there, the patterns. The patterns are there.
Look at Bundy. He went after long-haired brunette women.
Yep.
There's characteristics that they need to follow, and I guess most of them were petite, and most of them were petite. The women he went after, they were itty-bitty things, and some had baby faces.
Prostitutes. He had a thing for petite women working with, and he was very, obsessive.
He had a fascination with them.
Obsessive, yeah. I know, very, possessive. Like how the girl went to another firm and he got all pissed off and enraged and bought her like a big old puss. But you know what I mean? It's all there, the patterns. And
how he used intimidation.
And how he referred to going after people as targets and hunting, referred to them as, basically as animals, just, he, in other words, he treated people like he would his kill.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's
and unfortunately, those women were murdered, sorry for all of them, having to die.
Rest in peace.
Die that way. Like you say, if you're a sex worker, please be safe. Please. If you feel like you're in a situation, have a safety word or have a backup plan.
Pineapples, bitch. I don't like it. Pineapples.
If you're going out in general, women in general, men in general, boys, girls, people in general always have a backup plan or a safety word. If you feel like you're not safe, use a safety word. If you're at a bar, ask for an angel shot. Most of them know what an angel shot is. So, you know.
I don't know what an angel shot is.
It's like a code if like a person feels uncomfortable. They can have someone call a car for them, or they need an escort to their car. They can ask for one like that. Yeah, if they want one neat with ice, and then you have one, I forgot the other one, but with lime, I think you have someone call the cops for you. And that's a smart code to go by, because you know women out there are like, I know some of them want to be out there into social public life and all that nightlife. Be careful. Watch your drinks. Please watch your drinks.
And wash your ass.
And like I said, when I come back to New Mexico, I'll be definitely having my brother back on here. It's been a pleasure working these seasons with you.
It was fun.
We had
last
fun.
Season, yes, it was. It was nice.
We had some fun laughs and some dumb shit moments, but yeah. But
I know I'm gonna have to get on Spotify and share all this shit. Share most of the.
Yeah.
Everyone,
and then you can actually download the app, and we can do the thing from a different point, or we could dual
SoundCloud, right?
Yeah, I'll show you how to do it.
All right, cool.
So we can stay connected and still do the podcast together.
I need to get a new phone, or maybe I could do it on the tablet.
Yeah.
I think I'll do it on the tablet. My phone's fucked up.
And just like I said before, we did have a lot of family matters that we had to take care of and stuff, and it was just out there. Now we decided as a collective that we were going to put this on hiatus till whenever we could get back on our whims and our feet again, because one after another is not nice. But yeah, like I said, thank you from the bottom of my heart, brother, for joining me on our little adventures.
Thank you for inviting me. Shit, this is awesome. You know, I never thought I'd be doing podcasts. You know what I mean? This is kind of the last thing I thought I'd be doing, you know. But hey, hell yeah, I'm even gonna go in and listen to a few of them myself. You know, shit, just to hear my dumb ass voice.
we're like goofy as shit. We talk random moments. Yeah.
No, I'll probably check out the ones that you do though, so that way I can
keep up. Yeah. I'm gonna keep going after I get back and settled. I'll keep going. And I'm gonna get more equipment so I can bring up mic. When I come back, I have like mics and stuff set up for us to do.
What's the little microphone?
Yeah, this is how we're gonna do it this time. I can breathe, smell your feet.
You're breathing. Little Debbie got a new snack cake coming out. Look bad motherfucker.
You take a bite out of it, all in your mouth, glitter.
No.
Oh, this is a wrap, guys. Thanks for listening and following us, listening to us. We actually have a lot of.
God damn it, Kitty.
We have a lot of listeners out everywhere. Thank you for your ongoing support. We do appreciate that, and keep sharing, keep listening. Might come out with shirts. Who knows? We may.
That'd be cool.
And stickers.
Fuck those fuckers.
Yeah, right. If you know, you know.
Well, yeah, shirts and stickers sound cool.
Yep. So be on the lookout. Follow Instagrams. Mine is at Cyrus. It's Cyrus TU, and his is
Nick Nitro 505.
And you can follow the podcast Instagram at Odd Pods of the Odd Broad. Yeah. So thanks.
And if you do hit me up, just tell me who you are or tell me where you know me from, because sometimes I just don't even bother with it. But yeah, just if you guys send me a request, tell me who you are or where you guys know me from.
And I'm on Twitter at Silas Horror.
Horror.
Horror, not horror.
Horror.
Do you have a Twitter?
I do actually. You know what? I do have a Twitter. Well, I gotta pull it up first. I can't remember what it is offhand, but yes.
So I'll just check all their social medias. I'll link all, or I'll like give you all our descriptions and stuff. So
Yeah, if you want to hit me up on Snapchat too, I'm on there as well. Just come chat me up. That's me on there.
subscribe to his premium.
I go by Jimmy Fingers 123. I think Metro 505 on Twitter. So hit me up. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Subscribe to his premium.
I need money, damn it.
He does little. He'll do dances. He'll do some change for some change.
I got fans too. If you guys want to send some money, I got fans.
Have OnlyFans?
Yeah.
For real? Like, for real?
I'm gonna start creating some content. I'm gonna get broke here in a bit.
Throw that fans link. I support all work. Alright, guys.
Pretty soon.
It's been real. I'll link down all the information, where we got it from, and our social medias. Keep following us. We do appreciate and love you guys. Your support, guys, it means a million. Good night.